Hey, so it's LA here again. So I'm just making this video to answer a question of some clients I had a couple of weeks ago. They were asking me, hey LA, is it possible to revert changes I've done on a document or a file? So this is the video that I'll make on this. It's a pretty cool feature in Windows called File History. So just stay tuned. So we're going to begin. So you always want to make sure that your Windows is fully up to date. Just make sure every single package is on the system. Now, once you're in the system, you just want to type in the files history. Now, as you can see here, I do not have anything set up right now. So you do have two options. You could set it up via a USB, or you could set it up on a network storage, such as a file server, or just simply another shared folder that you will use as the backup. So there we go. So right now, as you can see, it's asking me that we have to open up the network. So right now the network is set on public. So do remember what I did say in my last video, which I'll link up there, regarding the differentiation between them, public and private. So now we're going to open it up. So I'm just quickly showing you what's in the firewall. So this is how the firewall is currently set up before setting up the file history, for the file history to be backed up onto the network folder. So it's currently on public. That's what the firewall looks like. So now we're going to activate it. Send this so I can see all the other devices that's on my network that's connected to my router. We will hit no. The reason why is because we want the connection to remain private. We don't want any type of intruders or anything to be able to see everything that's on my private network. So that's why we'll choose no. You would only select yes if you want it to remain on public. That's up to you, but I prefer to work it as it's more safe, private. So after done, these are all the different devices. Well, at the moment, these are the currently connected devices on the network that I have available. These are the share folders. So I will create another video later on to show you how to make your own shared folder, which you could also use as backup storage. So after selecting the folder that you'll like to use, you just have to select it there, then you hit OK. Once you do that option, you'll see it right there. So now we just have to turn it on. And there, this is where you can see how long it'll keep your copies. You could select it for how long. So me in this case, I'll put daily. Keep save versions, can keep it forever or until space is needed. Me personally, I like to just choose forever, so then I could just back them up all on a separate NAS server outside. Now this option here, which is pretty cool, you could exclude folders that are being backed up. So you could select anything. You could select from pictures, you could select anything that's on the C drive, anything that's on another drive. So example, if you have an additional drive that's called X or another drive that's called G, you could exclude these as well from this option. In this scenario, okay, I created a folder called folder, then another folder called folder 2 on the desktop. As you can see them in the background. If anybody that knows me in person, well, for a long time, they know one of my favorite characters is Vegeta. So in this choice here, I already have a picture of Super Saiyan Vegeta smirking in all his glory. I will exclude this folder from the backups. Then I save changes. Now, after confirming, we just have to simply turn it on. It may take a little bit of time, but as this is just a new machine that is set up with just 2 folders, it's very quick. So as you see, it's already finished, and it does it all by itself every day. However, you just set it up at the beginning. Now, just before I show you an example of how it looks after 2 days of backup, file history backup, let's just see how the firewall now looks after all this configuration. So clearly we can see that the network changed to private network, good sign. And now in the firewall, we can see it's set up to private networks. Guest or public networks is no longer connected. And this is what it does. So this is how the file history looks. Let's go back to file history. So files last copied was today, 4:52 p.m. Well, the time zone must be wrong, because right now the real time should be, let's see, the real time should be 8:43. Wrong time zone, so I'll fix that after, no worries. So let's go directly here. So restore personal files. And now up here. So if you want to restore it, so let's say you had something that was deleted, you just hit here, restore, and that's all. It's like, let's say for example I deleted, so remember I excluded this folder, so it's not even going to be inside of there. So what I have in this folder, the OG Vegeta to the Super Saiyan. What's this one again? Super Saiyan. It's not Super Saiyan God. It's Super Saiyan Beyond Blue Vegeta. Was it some Beyond Blue or Beyond Meat? Something like that. But yeah, it's like, let's say this thing gets deleted, right? Whoops! I no longer have it. It's deleted. It's empty. So I just go back here to when everything was still normal, restore it. So we're gonna replace, that's fine. And look, it's back. So a pretty cool feature I find in Windows. I find not too many people actually use it that much, but it's pretty effective. The one thing to keep in mind though is that when you have it set up, okay, if your hard drive fails or if you reinstall onto a new computer, this will not be able to be transferred. So you won't be able to do the same thing that I just did here, which was restore. You won't be able to do that. So you'll always have to keep a separate backup of everything, just in the case that your computer gets messed up. So where I had the backups on this was in FX Hyper-V. So that's on this server here. FX Hyper. That's a desktop data. That's a C drive, so it always shows the drive that's being backed up. Users, LA. So you could always just grab these and then put it onto a separate machine, and you still have the file in there in all their integrity, which I find really cool. Okay. So that's where all your stuff are saved. So you can just go and back them all up, and that's it. Alrighty. Well, I definitely hope that I did help out some people out there for this. And if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Peace.